For our warm-up today, again, we're going to be going over the special right triangle rules, just making sure we keep up with those because we got a quiz next Friday and then a test that next week right after that. To make sure that y'all got these down, what's true about the legs in a 45-45-90? The legs, they're the same. So if this one right here is 8, then in a 45-45-90, this leg has also got to be 8. That's the first thing you need to do on any 45-45-90 is mark the legs congruent and put the measurements on them. And guys, even if it's just that the other one is the same, like both variables, mark them congruent to each other. Okay? To go from the leg to the hypotenuse of a, it's acting weird, a 45-45-90, you are going to multiply by radical 2. That is the magic number on a 45-45-90 triangle. To go from there, from 8 times square root of 2 to the hypotenuse, you would do just write 8 square roots of 2. That's it. You're done. There's no work with that. Just put them next to each other, you're finished. Okay, on another 45-45-90, we've got a situation where we're going from the hypotenuse to the leg. Guys, it doesn't matter which leg you go to because the legs are congruent to each other. That's the first thing you need to mark. They're the same. So it doesn't matter if you go to this leg or go to this leg. The rule is the same. To go from the hypotenuse to the leg of a 45-45-90, you're going to be dividing by the only magic number, which is the square root of 2. This is going to have to be rationalized, which means you got to have steps for this. You got to have work for this. Here's how this looks. It's going to be 7 square roots of 6, all divided by the square root of 2. Okay, guys. Listen, we can make this hard and do a bunch of multiplying, but I'm going to tell you, you can also make this easy. These are both under the radical. They can reduce. You can treat them like numbers, the regular numbers, under the radical. Square root of 2, if you cancel this, it'd be the square root of 1. If you can't, 2 divided by 2 is 1. 6 divided by 2 is, what? What's 6 divided by 2? 3. There you go. And then it would just be 7 square roots of 3 all over the square root of 1. But guys, what's the square root of 1? Ooh, what's the square root of 1? Y'all need to know that. 1, just 1. Which really means it's just 7 square roots of 3. And if one leg is 7 square roots of 3, then the other leg is also 7 square roots of 3. It's just reducing, guys. They just happen to be under the radical. Okay? Anybody have any questions so far on the 45-45-90s before we add in the 30-60-90s? Wonderful. Let's pull them down. Okay, in the 30-60-90, what's everything based off of? Oh, guys. What? Not the numbers. Which piece in the triangle is everything based off of in a 30-60-90 triangle? Guys, this is concern. My other class can say this like this. That's a concern. Y'all got to make sure you're connecting to these things. In a 30-60-90 triangle, everything is based off the short leg. To solve this problem, you're going to go from the short leg to the hypotenuse or from the short leg to the long leg. If you do not have the short leg, then you have to work backwards and you're going to have to divide. Right now we have the hypotenuse. To go from the hypotenuse to the short leg, you would be dividing because you're making it smaller. And what's the magic number between the hypotenuse and the short leg? 2. If we take 16 and divide by 2, that puts us at 8 for the short leg. To go from the short leg to the long leg, you have to multiply because you're getting bigger. And what is the magic number between the short leg and the long leg? Yes, perfect. Radical 3, square root of 3, those are both correct. Good. When you multiply 8 times the square root of 3, it's just 8 square roots of 3. Truly, guys, you got to know these rules. I've got them to where they're responding immediately. They're getting it down. We got to memorize these. Bless you. Yes. Yes. Yes, it will, and it'll say that off to the side, like the answer blanks will look like that. It'll have like a column over here, and it'll say x equals, you put it down, and y equals, and you put it down. Just like that on the test. That's exactly what it'll look like. Anybody else? Okay. To go from the short leg, which they give you, to the hypotenuse, you are going to be multiplying by what magic number? 2. Multiply by 2. If I multiply 6 square roots of 10 times 2, all I'm really doing is multiplying 6 times 2, and then putting the square root of 10 on the back. 6 times 2 would put me at 12 square roots of 10. That's it. Just multiply the numbers in front. Okay. The other side is very similar, but instead of multiplying the ones on the outside, you're multiplying the ones on the inside. So when you go from here to here, what's the magic number between the short leg and the long leg? Square root of 3. And we would be multiplying. So 6 square roots of 10 times the square root of 3. When you have that set up like that, you're just going to be multiplying like you were on the other one, but instead of multiplying the ones on the outside, now you've got 2 of them that are on the inside. And so it'd be 6 square roots of 30. Now can 30 break down? Grab your calculators. We need to decide if that can break down. Do 30 divided by 4. I don't think that divides evenly. Okay. Do 30 divided by 9. I'm going through the special numbers. No. 30 divided by 16. No. That's going to be 32. 30 divided by 5 isn't in that list. I'm just looking for I'm going through the special, the list of perfect squares. 4, 9, 16, 25 won't go into it. No, it's as broke down as it can get, guys. That's the final answer for that one. So that would be 6 square roots of 30. Alright? Okay, guys, that's your warm-up for today. Reviewing those concepts. Those are going to be on the test. I'm going to keep reviewing those concepts. We got to make sure you know how to deal with special right triangles. Okay, put that in your folders. Take a minute, and then get to your homework assignment. Which side is y'all's on? Y'all's is over here. Okay, geometry answers are behind me for that first day of that stuff. Take a look, see how you did, see what we need to ask about. We have no new notes today. We're just doing more of the same thing, answering questions, seeing what it is that you need to see. Okay, guys, this is completely up to y'all. What it is that you need to see. We are